Good evening, all. Ira Epstein of Linn and Associates with your metal market wrap-up, and this wrap-up is for Thursday, and we're at the 9th of September, 2021, getting on to 6:15. Let me tell you, this is probably one of the ugliest starts in September I've seen in the markets. We are getting failures everywhere on the upside. So if you're a bear, it's probably heaven. The problem is the trends have been up in the stock indices. We had an uptrend in gold. It has fallen apart. And you're seeing it fall apart still in other parts of the marketplace. So ugly time, yeah. So you get this out of the way this month. You move into October, it'll be a whole different thing. It is the 9th, but it's ugly. I like to make that very clear. So let's take a look at what we've got. Now, you're going to look at the evening news tonight and see a lot of what President Biden has brought on. I have been warning you that what the president's about to do is ostracize people that don't get the vaccine shot. There's about 80 million of them. He went after them in a major way today. And if you think that you're safe not getting a vaccination, you are, but you're going to give up certain rights. If you work for a company that has 100 or more employees, you're going to have to get a weekly test, prove it to your employer if you're not vaccinated that you're negative. It could be more than once a week. If your employer doesn't demand that, they could be fined for each violation $14,000. They're going to demand it. Just get ready. This is all coming. There's a lot more I write about it in my full commentary, and I'll talk about my commentary in a moment here as we get to the end of this. So right now, the gold is still in a downtrend. Momentum is pointing to the downside. When we come over to the charts, you see a total failure in the marketplace that we had just a week ago as the market got into the 1830s and failed. And it failed in a miserable way. Frankly, if you start failing through here, where do you go on the next leg? Could be a question that people will be asking. You have a pattern of a higher high and a lower low. That is not defined yet as a trend. If you don't take out 1803.40 and you close just like this or lower, you'd have lower highs and a lower low at that point in time. When you look at where the resistance is, it's now become the 18-day average. At first, remember when we were just drifting sideways right here? The question was, can you poke up and really build off that? I was excited about the upside. The market completely failed, and it's gotten even worse since that point in time. Even if you clear the 18-day average, you have another big resistance point. The better question is what would make gold go up and hold there? That's really what you got to ask yourself. When you take a look at what's going on, if you can just forget everything I said and focus in on these black dashed lines, those are called the Bollinger Bands. That is what you're probably going to be stuck in for a bit here. Trading back and forth, which means 1774.5 right now could be the next support zone. We've already defined 1802.30 as a near-term resistance, and momentum is pointing down, and it is not oversold. So this market can get supercharged to the downside if it wants to. I see nothing on this chart action that turns the chart action bullish, at least. In the gold-silver ratio, silver peaked out against the gold in the 77 level. It's come down. It stayed here, which means silver is, relatively speaking, as a chartist, stronger than gold. You see that on the chart, too. You've got higher lows, higher highs, but momentum is pointing down. As a chartist, you want to see momentum, bias, when you're over the 18-day average up, and trend up, all three. When you're missing one, it could be problematic for the chart, and you're missing it right now. Support, 2391. Can it lift here? If it can, the next resistance, 2468. If it starts caving in, 2315, next downside target. Copper market doesn't want to move away from the 18-day average of closes. As it was down here the other day, we were talking just right like this. Would it make a run to 408.40 or say, no, it's a little too cheap, it wants to get back and fight at that 18-day average? That's what it did. It decided to fight a battle. Trend down, bias up, momentum correcting an overbought condition. When we look at the platinum market, once you hit that lower Bollinger Band, run. Why? You're not embedded. You're not locked in the downtrend. You're in an oversold market that's had a vertical price break right into an area that pros often cover against. Why? Because 95% of the time the market will trade within these black bands. You'll get these little sprints like that, but more times than not you're going to get looks like that, and the same works on the upside. That is the theory of that algorithm, and it works pretty neat. When you look at the dollar index, right down to the lower band, bang, back up to the 18-day average. Again, that theory that I've got right there, how it's going to rebound, and now is the market in a downtrend, an uptrend? It doesn't know. It's got a higher high, lower low pattern. That's nothing you can work with. Now, my full research, when I'm right, I feel great, and when you're wrong, you feel, well, terrible. And everybody gets wrong. If you think any trader is always right, find the guy, marry him, and stay with him. I don't think he exists or she exists. I want to be fair with that. I've seen good, bad. What I do each day is I'm going to put out buy-sell recommendations. I'm going to give you entry points, stops, all based on charting. I'm going to prove my case with a morning subscriber video that I put out, and I start recording every morning at about 5:40 a.m. so that you get to see why I'm picking what I am. I'll live by it. I live and die by that sword. Every trader does, but you're going to see money management skills go to work. You're going to understand bigger risk, smaller risk trades, narrow risk trades. You're going to get the day's data. I'm going to give you all that. This works on all devices, your handphone, your tablet, a computer. It works on everything you've got, any type of computer that you work with. And I want to give you a free trial. No, I don't want a credit card. Simply go to our website, sign up for a free trial to my full research. We'll take it the rest of the way. I'm Ira Epstein. You have a good day.